I'm starting this series with Slavoj Zizek, and I'm going to show you a picture here as well. And he is a Slovenian philosopher, and he's really cool because he's kind of like abstract and difficult to understand sometimes too, to be honest. And I'll show you a picture here. I think this is the right one. Oh wait, no, not that one. This one. So yeah, this is I just thought this was a funny picture of Slavoj Zizek. And yeah, like I said, he's a very interesting and down-to-earth guy with some abstract ideas, like a lot of philosophers, and he has some really cool and funny opinions, and to the point that he's a Marxist, and I'm definitely not a Marxist, but I think his arguments for it are compelling, and everything he says is really interesting, even if I disagree with it, and he's just so knowledgeable about what he writes about. And yeah, this is the picture I accidentally went to first there because what if some of you have not heard of Slavoj Zizek before, he is of course most well known, probably most recently anyway, for debating Jordan Peterson about Marxism. And you know, I've often criticized Jordan Peterson, and you know, like I often try to say when I'm discussing him, I think he makes some good points, and he's helped a lot of people, and I'm glad that he recovered from that scare that he had with getting addicted to benzodiazepines and having a really rough time with it, to say the least. But anyway, he, of course, as I often say whenever I'm talking about philosophy, particularly so-called postmodernist philosophers, he doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about when it comes to philosophy. And he clearly, from this debate, doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about when it comes to Marxism either. I think they actually had a pretty constructive and civilized debate, so it's worth watching if you guys haven't seen it. But he admitted before the debate that all he's read about Marxism is the Communist Manifesto. And like I said, I'm no expert on Marxism, but Slavoj Zizek has written, like, I don't know how many books, but at least 10 books, and Jordan Peterson read none of them. And like I said, all he read about Marxism was the Communist Manifesto, and it was clear that he didn't really know what he was talking about, and Slavoj Zizek understood it a lot better. But anyway, I'm also going to share my screen here because one other distinctive thing about him is that he talks in a funny voice, and he talks like, and he sniffles a lot and touches his nose, so he's got very characteristic mannerisms there. So I'm going to share this screen too, and I'm just going to show you like a few seconds of him talking. I don't know what's going on with this window here. Oh, there we go. There we go.
There is in this attacks of Habermasian rationalists and so on Heidegger, in this, to put it bluntly, their attempt to criminalize Heidegger. There is something much more ominous going on. I claim that if you really look at it in detail, you discover that the true enemy is not even so much Heidegger. What they want to criminalize is a certain fundamental doubt in enlightenment, which you find even in Adorno and Benjamin. And even
so, yeah, that's basically just giving you a little taste there of what Slavoj Zizek sounds like. He's kind of like hard to understand because for people in our Western culture anyway, if you're in the Western culture watching this, because we're not used to his Slovenian accent, and he has that weird sort of speech impediment, or I don't know, whatever that is. But anyway, check him out if you haven't seen him before. I think he's a really interesting thinker. Anyway, I just wanted to establish those few things here. And so, like I said, in my series I'm doing on Hegel's aesthetics, I'm starting with Slavoj Zizek,